On page 107, lines 3 and 4, we say together in the Hebrew, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, Yotzer or Uvorei Koshech, Oseh Shalom, Uvorei Etachol, Akol Yoducha, Akol Yishachucha, Akol Yomru, Ein Kadosh Adonai. There is none as holy as God. Efes Motecha Golenu Limot HaMoshiach Neidam Lecha Moshienu L'Tchiyat HaMeitim 108 El Adam Al Kol HaMasim Baruch L'Mvorach Lefi Kol Neshama Kavla V'Tuva Malei Olam Da'at U'Tvuna Soba V'Imoto Hamika Ve'al Chayot HaKodesh Nedar B'Chavod Al HaMerkava Zechut U'Mishar Lifnei Chiso Chesed V'Rachamim Lifnei Kavodo Tovim Mi'oro Shebara Eloheinu Yitzaram B'Da'at B'Vino U'Haskel Koach U'Gura Natan Bahem Liyod Moshlim B'Kerev Tevel Maleim Ziv U'Fikim Noga Noe Zivam B'Chol Ha'olam Semechim B'Tzeitam V'Sasim B'Voam Osim B'Yem Aratzam Konam Pe'er B'Chavod Notnim Lishmo Zalma Verina L'Zecher Malchuto Kara L'Shemesh V'Yizrach Or Ra'a Be'idin Surat Al-Bana Shevach Notnim Lo Kol Tzivah Maram Tiferet U'Gedula Serafim V'Yofanim V'Chayot HaKodesh Lai 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 Surely Yom HaShabbat Tov L'Hodot Adonai. Tifarach Moshe Eno Shavach Maseh Yadecha Mir Shasita Baruch HaSelva. So we're back on top of page 110. Tifarach Sureinu. Tifarach Sureinu Malkeinu V'Go Aleinu B'Orei Kedoshim. Tifarach Sureinu Malkeinu V'Go Aleinu B'Orei Kedoshim. Yishtabashim Cholot Malkeinu Kulam Ahuvim, Kulam Berurim, Kulam Yibarim, V'Cholam Asuvim Avir Ratzam Kanam, V'Cholam Halkim V'Kiyam V'Kedushim Tar V'Shur V'Zimrim V'Varchim Shapim Farim Maritzim V'Makdishim V'Mamlichim Et Shem Hawel Amach HaGadol Yibar Menorah Kadoshu V'Cholam Mekablim Aleim Amachat Shemayim Zem Yizeh V'Rashut Dalazeh Agishiyat Shra Menachat Ruach V'Saf V'Vurah V'Nimakid Dosha Kulam Kecharonim V'Yomrim V'Yir Rach Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh Adonai Tzvaot, V'lo Kol ha'aretz Kivodo. V'afanu v'chad HaKodesh Brash Gadol Mitnasim V'yimot Serafim V'matam Shapim V'yomrim Baruch Kivod Adonai Mimkamo. Bottom of 110. Liel Baruch Ni'imo Yiteinu L'melech El Chai V'Kayam Zmirot Yomeru Tishbachot Yashmiyu Kihu Levado Oel Givuram Oser Chadashot Bal Milchamot Zoreyat Tzedakot Matzmiach Yeshuot No Ratahilot Adon Haniflaot Hamechadesh Betuvo Bechol Yom Tamid Masei Bereshi Ka'amur Liosei Orim Gedolim Ki Le'olam Chaso Or Chadash Al Zion Ta'ir V'niske Ulanu Mehera Li'oram Baruch Adonai Yotzer HaMiyorot Ava Rabba Ahavtanu Adonai Eloheinu Chemla Gedola V'Teira Chamat Aleinu Avinu Malkeinu Ba'avur Avoteinu Shebachnu B'cha Avinu Malkeinu V'talamdeim Chukei Chayim Kein Techaneinu Tulamdeinu Avinu Ha'af Harachaman Amrachem Rachem Aleinu V'teinu Libeinu Lehavin Haskil Lishmoa Lil Modu Lil Lamed Lishmor Velasav Ulkayim et Kol Divrei Talmud Toratecha V'yava V'ha Oerinu V'toratecha V'dabek Libeinu V'mitzvotecha V'yached Levaveinu V'yahava V'yira et Shemecha V'lanevosh V'olam V'ared V'lanevosh V'olam V'ared Ki b'shem Ka'ad Shecha Hagadol V'hanara B'atachnu Nagila V'nismecha Nagila V'nismecha B'shuatecha V'havi'enu L'shalom Me'arba Kanfot Haaretz V'tolicheinu Kom B'miyut Li'artzeinu Ki El Poel Yeshua Data Uvanu V'charta Mikolam V'lashon V'keiravtanu L'shimcha Hagadol Tela V'yemer L'hodot L'cha U'yachedcha V'yava Baruch Adonai Avochem Amo Yisrael V'yava. Page 112. Elmach Neman Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Adonai v'asitem otam v'lo taturu la'fenechem L'man tizkaru v'asitem et kodesotai v'tem kedoshim le'lohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher tzekechem eretz Mitzrayim li'od lachem Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem Emet v'yatzim in the middle of 113. Ledar vadar ukayam ushmo kayam v'chisom nacham machotav yemunatalo ad kayamet. Bottom 4 lines on 113 in the Hebrew. Emet shatahu Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avoteinu Malkeinu Melech Avoteinu Goaleinu Goel Avoteinu Yosreinu Tzur Yeshuateinu Kodeinu Matzileinu Ve'olam Shemecha Ein Elohim Zulatecha 114 Ezrat Avoteinu Atzahu Me'olam. Though you abide at the pinnacle of the universe, your just decrees extend to the ends of the earth. Happy is the one who obeys your mitzvot, who takes to heart the words of your Torah. Towards the end of the first paragraph, with me. Ram v'nisa gadol v'nora mashpil ge'im u'magbiya shefalim motzi asirim u'fodan avim v'yozer dalim v'yon eliyam Yisrael v'eit shavam elav tilot eliyam brachum v'orah Moshe v'nitro l'chanu shirah v'simcha rabah v'yamru ulam Mikamocha po'elim Adonai Mikamocha nedar ba'kodesh Nahorah tehillah osei feleh. We're about to go into the Amidah, and as soon as we finish this page, we should be going to 115b out through page 120. But let me also commend to you the meditation equivalent of the Amidah on page 121, 122, all in English and beautifully written. Shira Chadasha, Sheklugalum Shemchas Vatayam, Yachakol Moduvim Leklo V'yamru, Adonai Yimlo Li'olam Va'ed, Sur Yisrael, Kuma V'yezrat Yisrael, Uftei Inumecha, Yehuda V'yisrael, Go Aleinu Adonai Tzevaot Shemo, Kiddosh Yisrael, Baruch Atah Adonai, Goal Yisrael. page 117. Yismach Moshe b'matnan, Yismach Moshe b'matnan, Yismach Moshe b'matnan, b'matnan chelko, ki eved neman, ki eved neman, karatalo, kilil tiferet, Berosha natata, Yismach Moshe b'matnan, Yismach Moshe b'matnan,
Yismach Moshe
b'matnan, b'matnan chelko, v'yamdo lefanecha, al har Sinai, u'shnei lukot avanim, horid b'yado, Yismach Moshe b'matnan, Yismach Moshe b'matnan, Yismach Moshe b'matnan, matnan chelko, v'chatu bahem, shemirat Shabbat, v'chein katu, v'toratecha, Yismach Moshe b'matnan, Yismach Moshe b'matnan, Yismach Moshe b'matnan, b'matnan chelko. Bottom of the page. Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu, retzei v'mnuchateinu, ka'adshenu b'mitzvotecha, v'tein chelkeinu b'toratecha, saveinu mituvecha, v'samcheinu b'shuatecha, v'taher libeinu li'avdecha b'yemet, v'hanchileinu Adonai Eloheinu b'yahava uvratzon Shabbat kadshecha v'yanuchu v'Yisrael v'kadshei shemecha Baruch atah Adonai v'kadesh HaShabbat. Bonnie, can I ask you to do your modem on the bottom of page 118?
Sure. I'll sit.
Okay.
Okay. And please join in.
including Kaddish Shalem, Yitgadav Yitgadashim Me'Rabah, Yom Anibrak, Yirutev, Yom Lech Machutev, V'chayekonu, V'yomechonu, V'chayho Beit Yisrael, V'chol Izman Karivim Drew, Amen. Yesh Me'Rabah Me'Orah, Yom Me'Yamaya, Yitbarach, Yishtabach, Yitbarach, Ramami, Yitnaseh, Yitadav, Yitlok, Halal, Shmedikut, Shabrichu, Elon Mikaber Chata, V'Shirata, Tishwata, V'Nechemata, Damir B'Yamav Yimru, Amen. V'Slatan Avatan V'Chai Yisrael, and V'Shmai B'Yim Romain, Yesh Lama Rabba Mishemaya, V'Chaim Lein V'Chai Yisrael, B'Yim Romain, V'Tzah Shalom B'Yim Ramav, V'Yatsa Shalom Aleinu, V'Yachal Yisrael, V'Yachal Yoshvei Tevel, V'Yimru, Amen. Before we get into the Torah service, we're going to do a short paragraph from Pirkei Avot on page 267. I'll give you a moment to flip over to that page. We are finishing chapter 3 out of the 6 chapters, which means that we are at the halfway point. And I'm hoping that we'll get started next month on chapter 4 and make great progress. All right. So we just finished number 21. No Torah, no worldly occupation. But if there's no worldly occupation, there's no Torah. And another translation of Derech Eretz is manners. So if there's no Torah, you don't have manners. And if you don't have manners, what good is your Torah? We need both wisdom and piety. We need knowledge and understanding. And you need a full belly, because in Kemach in Torah, one of the top lines of Pirkei Avot, no sustenance, no Torah, and no Torah, no sustenance. You need both. You need mala, what's on high, and matzah, what's down below. You need to synthesize the two and bring it together. So this Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah also taught number 22. I need a volunteer to read that first paragraph, and I'll have another volunteer read the second paragraph.
22. This
Yes.
was a favorite teaching of his. When one's wisdom exceeds one's good deeds, to what may such a person be compared? To a tree with many branches but few roots. A wind blows, uproots it, and topples it over, as it is written. Such a one is like a desert scrub that never thrives but dwells unwatered in the wilderness, in a salty, solitary land.
So what good's your wisdom if it doesn't turn into good deeds? Whenever that wind blows, whenever you have a hard time and you haven't done things for others, then you have no friends. So if you're having a hard time, your friends rally around you and they give you the strength. So that's the wind. But what happens if you don't have that? Then you topple over. Any other thoughts on that? Because you can interpret it a number of different ways.
Talks, I think, about having a solid foundation on which to act.
Yeah.
That if you act without solid wisdom, good intention, chances are good it's not going to work.
Sure. No politics, no politics.
No, I'm not going there.
All right, good. We can go to North Korea. That's wonderful. Okay, thank you. All right. Someone else for the second paragraph, another volunteer. Rachel, yes, thank you.
When one's wisdom exceeds one's good.
No, the next one.
Next one.
I'm sorry. The laws relating to salvation.
No, the middle one.
However.
Yes.
Oh, because that's in the middle of 2. However, when one's good deeds exceed one's wisdom, to what may that person be compared? To to a tree with few branches but many roots. All the winds of the world. All the winds. I can't. Somebody else can read. I can't
I'll
do
read
it
this
today.
one.
I'm sorry.
However, when one's good deeds exceed one's wisdom, to what may that person be compared? To a tree with few branches but many roots? All the winds of the world may blow against it, yet they cannot move it from its place, as it is written. Such a one is like a tree planted by waters, spreading its roots by a stream. Untouched by scorching heat, its foliage remains luxurious. It will have no concern in a year of drought, and will not cease to yield fruit.
Okay. So your strength comes from what you do, not from what you know. If your life is rooted in acts of love and kindness, your friendships are many, and your life is like this tree which spreads out roots towards that stream, so it's still moist and rich. When trouble comes, you may need to bend a little bit, but you certainly won't break. And I think that's our hope. You know, it's certainly something to aspire to, because we know a lot of smart people, but they're not that smart, because what they do with their smarts isn't very valuable. So this goes back to, you know, no wisdom, no piety, no wisdom, no knowledge, no understanding, because you know, you need some of both. Yeah.
I think this is a wonderful, I don't know what to call it, it's not an aphorism, but it's a wonderful
Close. Yeah.
parable.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I have no quarrel with it, but I do think given what we know now about systems of treatment toward individuals and what we're dealing with in the modern world, that people can have put in all kinds of effort to do an awful lot, and if they don't have a psychological basis, and if they've grown up in poverty and not been lucky enough to have been noticed and have had special opportunities, sometimes people can be absolutely crushed, and I don't think that acknowledges it, because this is the old world, you know, this is, it's not, what we know now is that there's a systematic issue to deal with, a lot of things that can make a person a good individual, and support and other things that lead them to be able to help others. You know?
Yeah. All right. I think the next one is very complicated and messy, and we don't have to do every single one to say that we have finished chapter 3. So, terrific. All right. Thank you for coming along with us on this journey through Pirkei Avot, the wisdom of our sages, and chapter 4 in June. All right, I guess I need Gabaim coming forth for 139, the Torah service.
What would you like?
Can Bonnie read the Torah service? Would that?
I'd be thrilled.
Yes.
Oh, I don't really know the first part as well.
Okay,
I know the second part.
then
Oh,
that is yours.
I'll
Okay.
do the second part, but I'm not as good as the first. I gotta brush up.
Okay.
Ask Rachel, you read us.
What's that?
We're looking for someone to lead the service.
Yes.
Rachel, do it very well.
Oh,
Great.
All right.
go for
Oh,
it.
sure.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay.
She said
Well-
Richard. I thought she said Rachel.
Oh, that's a good
We have some
teamwork.
hearing tests we can do.
Yes.
All right.
We're on page 139.
Ein kamocha v'Elohim Adonai v'ein k'ma'asecha Malchut Malchut Zolarim U'memshaltecha v'dor v'dor Adonai melech Adonai malach Adonai yimloch le'olam Adonai yos le'amor yitein Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom Amin Etzira v'tzolcha Etzion Tivnei Hamot Yerushalayim Tivnei Hamot Yerushalayim Ki v'lecha levamatachnu Melech el Rav v'Nisa Adon Olam Vayehi ben so Aharon Vayomer Moshe Kuma Adonai v'yavutzu oivecha v'yanusu misanecha mipanecha ki mitzion tetzeh Torah ki mitzion tetzeh Torah u'devar Adonai miYerushalayim Baruch shenatan Torah Torah Baruch shenatan Torah Torah Le'amo Yisrael Yidushato.
About 1,000 years ago in Spain, Yehuda Halevi wrote, probably in Hebrew though, "Where can I find you, Adonai? Your place is high and hidden. But where would I not find you? Your glory fills the world. I longed to be near you. I called to you sincerely, went out to seek you, and found you seeking me."
Lishmei Kadisha, Kadisha Yakira, Amar Tujehan, Beyana Rachis, Lishmei Kadisha, Kadisha Yakira, Amar Tujehan, Yehi Rabba B'tiftach libi b'yoraita B'tashli m'shali delibi b'dechamath Yisrael L'tavu chayim v'lishlam
Page 141.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu Gadol Adonenu Kadosh Shemo. Echad Eloheinu Gadol Adonenu Kadosh Shemo. Gadlu Adonai iti Uniromu Shemo Yaktam. Adonai Hagibula Hagibula Hatiferet Ha'nexat Le'hamod Imo Hashamayim U'haaretz Imo Hashamayim U'haaretz
We're on the bottom of page 799. This parsha is called Naso. It's the longest parsha of the year, but mostly because of the ending. And as I explained on Thursday, this is not the beginning of the triennial reading, but if we have a choice of going anywhere in the middle of the triennial, we're in the middle part of the triennial. This is year 2 out of the 3 years. You could do the first half, you could do the second half of that third. I guess that means it's a sixth.
The third, sixth.
Yes, you got it.
Third, sixth.
The third, 1/6. So anyway,
Does that help, Bunny?
Yeah, it's a thing for me.
it's a little confusing, but anyway. So what I said to some of the people who sometimes help with the Torah reading is that what I look for where's the cover? What I look for when we are doing the Torah reading is it's easiest to go to the beginning of it, but then 3 years from now we're still going to do the beginning and we're never going to do the end of that third. And I called it my OCD won't let me ignore that forever. So I'm making things right on the weeks that I'm here. So if this is the better one to read and this is the more interesting one, I'll go with it. If there are fewer jawbreakers in it, not so much for me, but for anybody else that's willing to help. It's some of the thoughts. So this time I had a choice between the woman suspected of infidelity, and she goes through an ordeal. Not so palatable to me, I gotta admit. And of course the rabbis, even the rabbis threw it out later and said, we don't do this. The Nazir, which doesn't exist either, but I think it has something to teach us. So we'll talk about that a little later, but that's why I decided that we would do the bottom of page 799. V'yazar v'yeged v'shir l'chol ha'chosim bo v'nomar amen ha'kol chova go lahenu snu kavod b'Torah.
Nisa? Levi mikom kohen, Nisa bat Menachem halevi ubatya.
Baruch shenatan Torah le'amo Yisrael v'kedushato v'atamad kim Adonai Elohechem chayim kolchem hayom.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך.
Baruch Adonai Harach Le'olam Va'ed.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר בחר בנו מכל העמים ונתן לנו את תורתו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen.
Amen. Vaydaber Adonai Moshe le'mor daber b'nei Yisrael v'yomarta aleihem isho isha ki afli lindor neder nazir lazir l'Adonai miyayin v'shechor yazir chometz yayin v'chometz shechor lo yishteh v'chol mishras anavim lo yishteh v'anavim lachim v'veshim lo yachel kol yemei nizro mikol asher yaseh v'gefen hayayin v'kartzanim v'yadzah lo yachel v'kartzanim v'yadzah lo yachel.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת וחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen.
It's the
שני.
No מקום?
No.
יעמוד שני.
יעמוד שני מיכאל בן נוח ורחל לאה.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר ברוך בנו מכל העמים ונשם לנו את שורשו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen. Kol Yemei Neder Nizro Tar Lo Yavar Al Rosha O Abelos Hayamim Asher Yazir Ladonai Kodesh Hu Gadel Peras Sar Rosha O Kol Yemei Hazira O Ladonai Al Nefesh Meis Lo Yavo Laviv Ulimo Lachiv Ulachoso Lo Yitama Lahem V'Mosam He Nezer Alahav Al Rosha Kol Yemei Nizro Kadosh Hu Adonai.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר נתן לנו תורה לנפח חיי עולם נתן בסוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen. Talmud Shlishi Yamina Zahava Bat Chaim Alta Vavasha.
This is the one I tried to learn. I tried to learn this. I needed, no, it's not that. I needed more time. Remind me at the end of the sticky before we put it back in. Okay.
All right, we are on page 801, and we are at
Line 9.
sentence 9.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר בחר בנו מכל העמים ונתן לנו את תורתו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen. V'chiyamus Meisala v'pesa Pesam v'tamei Rosh Nizro v'gilak Rosho b'yom Toroso v'yom Hashmini Yigalchenu v'yom Hashmini Yavishtei Sorim Ushtei b'nei Yonah Shnei b'nei Yonah El HaKohen El Pesach HaOloei Nosah HaKohen Echad L'chatas v'echad Le'olah v'chiper Olah Me'asher Chatzah Al HaNafesh V'kidash es Rosho b'yom Ahu v'zir l'Adonai es Yemei Nizro v'vi keves ben shnaso liyasham keves ben shnaso liyasham.
No, you're in the middle. Go ahead.
V'hayomim harishonim yiflu ki tamei Nizro.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר נתן לנו תורה למת וחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen. Good to see you. Talmud Revi'i Rachel ben Bat Abraham Basara.
And Rich used to get way over there, so his father shares that with his All right, so we're on 802, sentence 13.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר בחר בנו מכל העמים ונתן לנו את תורתו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen. This Zot Torah Kanazir B'Yomelo Shemei Yisro Yovi Oso Al Pesach Ol Moed B'Griv is Korbanot L'Adonai Keves Ben Shnoso Tamim Echad Li'Olah L'Chavso Achas Bashnoso Tmimo L'Chatas V'Ayel Echad Tamim L'Shlamim V'Sal Matzos Solas Chalos Bulos Bashemen Rukikei Matzos Meshukim Bashamen Umin Chasam V'Nizkehem
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher natan lanu Torah emet V'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Jenny, can you be Rabbi for the next little? No, Rich.
So we are
We're
on page 802, sentence 16. And we're going to make a Mishaberach for all those who are ill. Mishaberach, Avotenu Avram Yitzchak v'Yaakov, Sarivka Rachel v'Leah v'Yivorech, v'Yirapeh et HaCholim, Sila bat Leah.
Betsy Bill, Happy Levin.
Hal Harris.
Stephanie Sir Kim Chang.
Shalom Ben Yitzchak Vazakia, Robert Carlin, Deb Austin, Ben Hal Harris.
HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yimolei Rachim Aleihim, Lachzikim Lepasam, Yishach Lehem Refuah Shlema, Min HaShemayim Refuah Sanefes, Refuah Sakuv, Shabbos Himolei Zeku Refuah Krovo, Lavo, Hashtafal B'Zman Karegiv, V'Nomar, Amen. Sorry. So we're calling up Rich.
Go down.
Yeah, keep us company for when we're away.
Don't sneak out of here that fast.
Yamod Chamishi, Ruvain Leib Bat Mordechai, Ben Mordechai.
Again, we're at the bottom of 802 at sentence 16, the Hikriva Kohen.
Baruch Hu Adonai Hamvorach. Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. Hikriva Kohen, Lifnei Adonai Vasas, Chataso v'Yeso Laso, V'Yeso Vayil Yaseh Zevah Shlamim L'Adonai, Al Sal Hamatzos, V'Yeso HaKohen, Esmin Chaso, V'Yesnizko, V'Gilach HaNazir, Pesach Oel Moed, Es Rosh Nizro, V'Lakach Es Sa'ar Rosh Nizro, V'Nasan Al Chaleish, Asher Tachas Zevach HaShlamim.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Natan Lanu Torah Emet V'Chayei Olam Natan B'Tochenu. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. Stand next to yourself for sixth Aliyah.
I'm going to stay here, Janet.
That's all right.
Shavera?
Well, all right. Synagogue should be synagogue. You have to
He returned to being a rabbi.
No, we still have to go to Shishir Shvi'ir.
No, he's rabbi.
She's released.
I was standing in as the rabbi.
Shishir Shvi'ir, so she's just had Aliyah, so she's supposed to.
I didn't just have.
No,
I
Rachel.
had the one before.
Rachel snuck out.
Rachel snuck in.
You're fine.
Happy to stand with
You're
you.
fine.
Just finish what you said.
I'm here. I'll render that.
You shall continue.
Yeah, I did, I promise.
Yep.
Move it along.
We are up to Shishi, right?
Yes, yes. 803, sentence 19. Who are we calling up?
Tamod, Shishi, Adiyah, Bat, Ruvain, Verivka.
Take the talus or whatever it is up in here.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu michol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen. Lokach HaKohen es Azroa b'shelo min Hawaii Hawas matzah echas v'nasau Urkik matzah echas v'nasan al kapei hanazir Achar hiskalcha es nizro V'heini yifosam HaKohen tenufa l'fnei Adonai Kodeshu HaKohen al chasei HaTenufa Yashok HaTruma V'achar yishteh hanazir yayin Zos Toras HaNazir Asher Yidar Karbanov Adonai Al Nizra Mavad Asher Tasig Yado Ifim Nidro Asher Yidar Kain Yaseh Al Toras Nizra.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu torat emet v'chayei olam nota betocheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
She's a graduate.
All right.
Yeah, do we have a Misha Bayrock for a graduate?
Oh, nice.
No.
Checking
It's
out.
okay. Okay.
That was graduation.
Tamod Shvi'i, Bela Bat Golda Vahershel.
And if you needed another justification for doing the last part of the triennial, we get some of the best sentences of the entire Torah, which you wouldn't have if you started at the beginning of the triennial the way we do it.
We're very thankful.
We're on 804.
804.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
Amen. Vaydaber Adonai Moshe lemor. Daber el Aharon v'Avanav lemor. Kosav Baruchu es b'nei Yisrael mor lahem. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Yoer Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. V'samu eshmi al b'nei Yisrael v'ani avorchem.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
Oh, she's doing it.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
B'divrach imrutei v'yamlich malchutei.
Hayevonu Yomei Yamod Machir Yitzchak Abraham ben Nachum v'Chana.
Back to the top of 804.
Baruch Hu Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai Baruch Olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Vaydaber Adonai Moshe lemor, daber Aharon v'Abanav lemor, kosev Baruch Hu es b'nei Yisrael mor Elohem. Yivracha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Yahweh Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka, Yisrael Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom, v'samu es shemiya b'nei Yisrael, la'ani avorchem.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Both of them. I know. Yamod Chagva. Yes. Ruvain and
Can you call him John Golelet?
excuse me.
Can you call on yourself? Or can you call
No.
on
Kavod, Kagolelet, Yehudit,
Yehudi Bat Ruvain
Bat Ruvain, V'Bluma. If you're able to, we rise. V'zot HaTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei b'nei Yisrael al pi Adonai v'yiras Moshe. Hallelujah. We have to have this right.
Is that okay?
Yeah,
All
perfect.
right, you give me stage directions.
All right. And you can't carry it, so he's going to carry it.
Terrific.
So we are back in our Sidurim. Give you a second to grab that on page 153.
Hallelujah, Shem Adonai, Keniskav Shemo Levado. Mizmor LeDavid. Kedem Kimoegel, Livanon Visirion, Kimo Vimeni. Adonai, Tzevahesh, Adonai, Yachil Midbar, Yachil Adonai, Mikadesh, Adonai, Yehovel Hayalot. Vayach Sofia wrote, Ufechalon, Kulo Omer Kavod. Adonai Lamahu Yasham Vayeshev Adonai Melech Liolam. Adonai Yosreyamo Yitzay. Adonai Yevarech et Amo Shalom. Uvnucho Yomar, Ki lekach tov natati lachem, Torati al tazovu.
So I said we have two troubling possible readings that we could have done today. One was the woman suspected of infidelity and the ordeal that they put her through, and that was tough enough. This is another one very hard to understand, but basically there's the story of the Nazirite, the Nazir. And the Nazirite is someone who says, I want to get closer to God, and I'm going to renounce some of the things that I'm allowed to do. And you can do this for as little as 30 days. If you say, I need to get close to God, in 30 days I ought to do it, starting now. Or, it can be for a longer period of time that you make this particular pledge. And if you do it, then usually there's a finite amount of time. The exceptions are, and this completely blows apart any discussion of, is this person a good person or a bad person, a saint or a not so mentally healthy person that needs to take a break from the world. That's the tension that we have. But what do you say about somebody like Samson, who's, at birth or even before birth, was dedicated to be a Nazarite? Before, so that you have no choice. You've got to do it your entire life. That one takes the discussion away. Let's just say that those are even rarer in a sense. The prophet Samuel, the one that anoints the first king, Saul, and also fires Saul and says that you have violated your obligation to wipe out the Amalekites. And then he anoints King David anoints David as king. That person, Samuel, is thought of also as a Nazir. But those are very, very, very rare. And we're not going to get into the Samson story because that's a whole different issue. Sorry, I have a laboratory that I told them they could tell me if the abnormal lab comes through or normal lab comes through. I wanted to know, so I apologize for that. Anyway, so how do you? Let's look at this. There are two ways to look at it. One is that his not drinking is a good thing, or a pleasure that he stays away from. There's no reason for it. We think that in most cases this is someone who said, it's not good for me to drink. I could do some really stupid things. And there's always this question, why do we put one story next to the other story? Why do we have one story next to another story? The previous story was about infidelity. And I can imagine that a bit of alcohol, or a lot of alcohol, would be a great excuse for infidelity. So I didn't know it. Got a little too drunk. I didn't know what I was doing. So once this Nazir sees how people act stupidly, or in his or her, could be a her, in his or her own case, knows how they can make some big mistakes during that time period that they're drunk. They say, I'm not going to go anywhere near wine, not even a grape, not even a fresh grape, nothing in that whole particular category. They don't cut their hair during that time period. So we always think of the holy person as the one with the very long hair. But it also gets other people to walk the other way when you see somebody a little unkempt. But he's saying that I need to get closer to God. I can't worry what I look like. I need to commune with God. The ones that argue and say this is a stupid thing to do is because while you're doing that, do you notice that your neighbor's having trouble? Do you notice that your neighbor lost a job and might need some help with with feeding his kids? No, because you're communing with God. So there are two ways to looking at this. As you can see on page 800, look at the line below the line. It says the community is blessed by having amidst a handful of individuals commit themselves to a more strenuous religious regimen. This is your role model, according to some. This is somebody that got closer to God. On the other hand, Simon the Just, who was a high priest, made a practice never to eat of the offerings brought by a Nazarite, because this vow was made in a moment of excessive guilt or excessive enthusiasm, and it's not wholehearted. Rambam, Maimonides, also uncomfortable with his extremism, thought that moderation was a better way, you got all these great laws. You know, I can't eat pork, I can't eat shellfish. Do I need more restrictions? So that's, you know, and there's this quote here from the Jerusalem Talmud: people will have to account for all the good food God put in the world which they refuse to eat. Not the unkosher food, but even, you know, even things that they could have eaten that they refused to do. So at the end, the Nazirite brings an offering of atonement, which would be for the sin of the pleasures of God, that he sees the pleasure of God's world as a source of evil and temptation. Instead of saying, this asparagus festival that's going on approximately now is a wonderful thing, I'm not going to eat asparagus. I'm not going to enjoy myself. So it sounds like some would knock it and say moderation is the way. There's another way of looking at it, which basically says if your pendulum, it's not for every one of us, but if your pendulum is swung too far in this direction, you might have to swing it far in the other direction for it to come back towards the middle. So any thoughts as to whether you think this person is a saint or in that case a bit of a sinner?
This person being a Nazirite?
The Nazirite, yes.
I think I go to nutcase.
Okay. So, any other votes for nutcase?
I'm alone.
I don't think they're a sinner. I mean, I think they might have some problems that I'm not sure it's cured by this either.
You know what? If he thinks he needs it,
Yeah.
what is it my business? You know, in a sense, I can argue and say that you know, you're exempting yourself from the rest of society. What good are you? We need people that are involved. But you know something? If 1/10 of 1% of society sort of drops out for a while, at least, you know, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. What is it that they're? You know, how long are they going to be able to keep this up?
What about the person whose parent made the choice?
Yeah, see, that's the whole argument. Yeah. There's no discussion there. That I would certainly discourage. You know, if someone says, you know, I've had 3 miscarriages, heavens forbid. If I go to term with this particular child, he's going to be or she's going to be a Nazir. I would just encourage them and say, listen, just make them good Jews, and that's all you need. But to really put this burden on the next person, on the next generation, interestingly, they're not priests, you know, Catholic priests, and they're not, you know, monks that they can't reproduce, that they can't have a family or anything like that. So we certainly don't believe in people who give up sexual pleasure in the right place at the right time. So, but sometimes people need this. Listen, there's no Prozac, there's no electroshock, there's no psychotherapy. You know, what can you do? If this person thinks that he needs it, or this person says, listen, I've lived a, profligate life. I've had too much to drink, too much to eat, too much fun, and I'm not close to God, and I need a finite time to get close to God. Then I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, forgive me if I'm being too presumptuous, one thing that leads me to, based on what you just said, is what is the person's intention?
Yeah.
To question that, because I think that is very important.
Sure. So what are the possible bad intentions, what are the possible good intentions? Give me examples of each that you would say. I'm not going to say anything because it's highly individual. What are you trying to do? I mean, so what would concern you? What would make you happier? Any
Well, for example, if somebody realizes that they have really gone over the top with alcohol, with other things,
Yeah.
and again, we're looking at the time here,
Yes.
but they do the equivalent
Yeah.
of what one might call here as
Yeah.
some kind of spiritual retreat from the world,
Yeah.
to reflect honestly, to look at themselves,
Sure.
and then to come back and try and do better.
Yeah.
Well, that I can appreciate. But if they're pushing away the world and just running away, saying, to heck with it, I don't care, that's a different intention.
There's an article in this morning's newspaper, the New York Times, because this individual got involved with Philip Roth. She now realizes why she wants to be a Jew.
Okay.
All right? This sounds very similar to what you're talking about here right now. Her intentions were very... Once she started getting involved with Philip Roth, this is what she said, and I made the front page of the New York Times, I now know why I am a Jew. Self-appraisal. From getting involved with Philip Roth of all people. See, this is the point. So people have different things and different ideas. I had brought the article and I'll show it here.
All right. Any last comment? So, Rabbi Judah taught that in the spring when we see beautiful trees swaying in the breeze, we should stop and recite a prayer. We should say, "Be praised, O God, for creating a world where nothing is lacking, a world filled with beauty to delight the human heart." So I think part of what Rabbi Judah was saying about this is that acknowledgement of the gift of life to him was superior to abstinence and self-denial as a means of encouraging people to appreciate human existence and avoid self-destructive habits. But if that doesn't work, the Torah gives you another out. All right. Thank you for your comments, and you can't become a Nazir anyway because you can't bring the sacrifice at the end. The sacrifice at the end is again, if you're looking at this person as being more saintly, then he's about to come back to this more sinner type world, so he needs to bring a sacrifice at the end to say, thank you for this opportunity, and sorry that I'm going back to the more sinful world. And if you look at him as more of a sinner, then he's bringing a sacrifice for the things he might have done that were not so well thought out when, before he realized, I got to stop this. So again, there's two interpretations as to what the sacrifice is about. All right. Bring it home with Ein Eloheinu. And that would bring us to page 182. Ein Eloheinu, Ein Eloheinu, Ein Eloheinu, Ein Moshienu, Mi Eloheinu, Mi Adonenu, Mi Eloheinu, Mi Moshienu, No Del Eloheinu, No Del Adonenu, No Del Malkeinu, No Del Moshienu.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. It's wonderful to see you all here on this great beginning of summer Shabbat. And also to everybody who is watching at home, we wish you a wonderful Shabbat and a wonderful weekend. It's going to be a kind of a busy weekend, especially tomorrow. 10:30 in the morning, if you're in the mood to do some gardening and if the weather is okay, meaning it's not pouring, please come here at 10:30 and help us do some more work in the garden. There's lots to do, and we're grateful for anybody that can help. At 11:45, Tikkun Olam will be leaving for Kate's Kitchen. That's from 11:45 to 2. If you're interested in joining the group, I don't know if they need more people, possibly one more. Get in touch with Deb Levine and make sure that she knows that you will be coming. Especially for people who are listening at home, and even for those that are here, there's going to be a funeral tomorrow at the cemetery.
Sunday, not today.
Tomorrow is Sunday.
Sorry, I did one thing.
Dr. Shirley Alprin Fundillier. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing her name wrong.
I know her. I know her mother and father.
And her funeral is going to be tomorrow at 10 a.m.
They were very known. His mother, her father worked for the shoe store downtown in Hoyoke for many, many years, and the mother was quite a force in the synagogue.
Yeah.
Yes, she is from New York, and she has a sister named Helen. I don't know if she's still living or not.
Her
this is a
parents
very
are Samuel and Rose Alprin, and Shirley passed away on the 24th. That was just a couple of days ago, and the funeral will be at 10 a.m. at the Sons of Zion Synagogue. I'm sorry, the Sons of Zion Cemetery, for anyone that would want to attend. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. at the cemetery.
At Graveside.
At Graveside, correct.
Yes, I just wanted to know, just be sure.
Yeah. Monday is actually Memorial Day, and it's also Minyan Day. So our Monday morning Minyan will be at the usual 8 o'clock in the morning, so that everybody can get a good start with the Minyan and then go off to whatever parades and celebrations that they might want to take part in for Memorial Day. On Wednesday, June 6th, is our Israel Bonds dinner at Chez Joseph at 6 o'clock in the evening. And our honoree this year is Deb Levine, whom I think everyone knows, and is the person most responsible for all of the Tikkun Olam activities that take place in the synagogue.
Who is it that? Repeat that. Which Levine?
Deborah Levine.
Okay,
Deb Levine. Yes. Okay. And just a couple of skipping ahead. On Friday, June 22nd, we're going to be hosting a family Shabbat. A group of young families in the valley have approached us, and we are helping them to put together a kind of it's not really a Tat Shabbat, and anyone in the congregation is invited, but it will be many small children. Just so you know. But it should be a really fun event, and there'll be more publicity out as they refine whether there will be a potluck or what kind of activity will go with it. But it is Friday, June 22nd, and it will probably be around 5:30 in the evening. Our annual meeting will be Sunday, June 24th, and that will be at 11 in the morning. And a couple of things I just wanted to let people know about that are sort of off our newsletter. On May 30th, that's this next week, Wednesday evening, May 30th, from 6:30 to 8:30 at the mosque in West Springfield. They're hosting an iftar, which is break the fast. I'm sorry, the iftar is from 8. It is at 8 p.m. The service, or the reflections and prayers, are from 6:30 to 8:30. They're asking for reservations because it is a dinner, and I don't think it's too late. If you want information, I can give you information, and there was something in the bulletin. The other thing I thought you might like to know about is on Sunday, June 10th, at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, the United Congregational Church, which is at the corner of Appleton and Maple, and we've held many joint things with them. They're going to be featuring an organist to be playing their newly refurbished organ. And if you like organ music, this is really this is a concert to go to. So that's at 2 p.m. on June 10, and I believe that it will be free. So Shabbat Shalom to everyone, and thank you very much, Max, for what.
May I ask, is this going to appear in the bulletin prior to all these events so that we can know to go if we want to go, or is this what you're telling me right now?
It should be in the newsletter.
When is that expected to be published?
I don't know, because Laura is on kind of,
I understand.
she's here and not here, so we're doing the best we can.
Yep.
They're wonderful events, but I can't attend them unless I know when it's going to happen.
Well, we
And
can I can give you a copy of this though. Okay, next.
Adam Olam Asher Malach B'Teren Kol Yitzir Nivra Li'et Nasa V'Chefso Kol 187 Hasai Melech Shemo Nikra V'Acharei Kiflot HaKol Levato Yiflot Nora Ve'hu Haya Ve'hu Hodeh Ve'hu Yiyeh Hu echad v'yein sheni L'hamshil lo l'hachbira V'li reishit v'li tachlit V'lo ha'oz v'ha'nisra Hu eili v'chai go'ali V'tzor hevli v'yetzara V'hu nisi umanosli Menat kosi b'yom nekra B'yato akid rufi V'yeti sham v'yahira V'yizbrus v'yaviyatsi Adonai v'lo I'm just marking the Torah for
okay.
Oh.
Rich, if you could help me, that would be great.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Maine by the beach.
Okay.
She's Rothschild by the beach.
Very good. Just wanted to make sure she was okay. Bill?
Oh, thank you. They got something to do.
Wow. Really well.
I have a backspace. As I sit here, I get
The heating pad. Heating pad is the most benign thing you can do. Heating pad.
I use a heating pad. I have one.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thanks.
I'd avoid most medicines. I would avoid most medicines.
I'm good. I'm good. Before you leave, if you don't mind taking something home.